Good afternoon, everybody. I am Professor A, and welcome to the Lyric Professors. Joining me as ever, behind me and below me, is the Malinois of musicality, Professor Dogger. And on the other side of the world, we are joined by Professor J. How are things on the other side of the world, Professor J?
Today I'm feeling very basic. That's why I have
See what you
my
did
bass.
there. Yes,
Boom, boom. Oh.
excellent. What are you going to tell us about your bass?
I'm not going to say anything about this bass, but I'm hoping to use it a bit later when we come on to one of the songs. This is
Right.
actually a Harley Benton, so from Tomen.
Thought they made
Harley
motorbikes.
Benton. Boom, boom. Oh, we're full of japes today.
Oh, yeah.
I got this 3 or 4 years ago, semi-acoustic, and it's my only bass. It does all my bass recording. It is brilliant.
And
Brilliant.
but yet again, you have chosen to use your headset, not the microphone wherein we can hear you playing your bass.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I have to imagine.
Just sick and wrong, really, isn't it?
You hear that?
No. Anyway,
There we are.
today we are going to conclude our deep dive into a band called the Smiths, a particular favourite of Professor J's. So, what songs are we doing today, Professor J?
Excellent questions. So the first one we have chosen is "The Queen is Dead," which is from the album "The Queen is Dead," which when it was written, the Queen was not dead.
No, this is very true. So perhaps he's clairvoyant. Who knows?
Well,
he knew that at some point the Queen would die.
Indeed. So this is 1986 song, the title album, if you like. I'm just going to dive straight into the lyrics because I think this is a good one. Okay. Farewell to this land's cheerless marshes, hemmed in like a boar between archers. Her very lowness with her head in a sling. I'm truly sorry, but it sounds like a wonderful thing. So I think that sums up everything about his feelings about the monarchy, right?
Yes, quite. Land's cheerless marshes. Is it particularly marshy in Manchester way? I don't know. If I think about marshes, I think of sort of Kent, Lincolnshire, maybe.
You Kent. Well, I think the marshes was typically east of England, sort of East Anglia, Norwich, that way. That was all very marshy, boggy, up until the Dutch came in and drained the swamp, and the Dutch loved canaries. That's why the Norwich Football Club's mascot is the canary, because there were so many.
It's also because they're yellow. They wear yellow, which is also the colour, of course, of mustard. Norwich,
which rhymes with custard,
which
is also yellow.
But my point being that they are that Coleman's, the great mustard manufacturer, is also based in Norwich.
Indeed, or was based.
Is it? Has it gone?
My Norwich-based chums inform me that it is no longer.
That's the end of an era. Wasn't really intending to discuss any of that with this. No.
Yeah. So, I mean, anyway, cheerless marshes,
hemmed in like a boar between archers. Well, that's not very nice, is it? But again, it's bringing back sort of medieval imagery. People hunting with bows. It's illegal to kill an animal in this country with a bow. I have recently dipped into longbow archery myself, and I heard this in my safety.
Practical,
yes. I'm halfway through doing my safety and proficiency tests. So,
wow,
you're able to shoot not animals, because not that I'd want to anyway, but that is illegal. So this is going back in time, and of course, boars we don't. Well, I think we do actually have boars now, but we certainly didn't for a long time. They were extinct in this country, hunted to extinction, like the bear and the wolf and everything else. So I think he's with this, he's saying basically that the monarchy is an anachronism. It's something from feudal times which shouldn't be around anymore.
Yeah. I like the way that he's chosen the word lowness instead of highness.
Yes.
I think that's
Yeah.
American.
A lot of the lyric sites I looked at for this say, "Oh, the official term for the Queen is Her Royal Highness." It isn't. It's Her Majesty. The Royal Highness is a prince level, Queen.
All right.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, it's a good way of using the words.
Yeah, it's great.
Mm.
And then, so I mean, basically, this is his anti. And again, this is kind of the thing with Morrissey that during the Smiths, he was ace, right? He was, he
Mm.
was vegan, anti-monarchist, anti.
Was he actually vegan? Did they vegans even exist back in the 80s? Certainly vegetarian.
He didn't eat meat. Let's say that. Not eat meat. The political stance. He was anti-royalist. And then it all went wrong. Now look at him.
Yeah, he's a very strange chap. Exactly. I wasn't going
Professor
to use
Dogger
that
is
language, but yes.
agreeing with that.
Doesn't like
Okay,
Morrissey. That's enough, Professor Dogger. We agree. We agree. You don't like Morrissey. That's enough. Thank
you. So some more words. I say, Charles, don't you ever crave to appear on the front of the Daily Mail dressed in your mother's bridal veil?
you.
Yes. There's a couple of things in here which we'll come back to in another song, but his accent really pops in at times.
Mm.
So here, when he said mother, he really says mother. He really hams it up in a northern way. Dressed in your mother's bridal veil. So here, he's first of all saying that he thinks the monarchy is stupid, and then he's asking if at the time Prince Charles would want to be king.
Yeah,
I
which he,
assume.
of course, now is.
Now it is a mere 40 years later. This is 86. He was crowned last year, so
Long may he
37
reign
years
over
later.
us. Yeah. And of course, bringing back the bridal veil, I think it's probably a reference to his marriage to Princess Diana as well, which was around that time.
Yeah.
It was a bit earlier. So perhaps this is when the marriage failed. I can't remember. But yes.
I think it was a bit later than that. Okay,
And of
more
course,
words.
the Daily Mail is a tabloid newspaper in
yes.
this country. They claim that their forum is the largest forum on the internet. Whether this is true or not, I don't know, because obviously if you count
What's
Reddit as a forum.
What the hell is a forum?
Forum is where people, it's basically like Reddit, where people post.
Yeah, but there's Reddit. Reddit's got to be bigger than the Daily Mail.
But they're saying it's not because it's about different subjects and things.
Oh.
I guess. I don't know. But you don't want to believe anything the Daily Mail says. They're all about sexualizing teenagers and ranting against the poor. Kind of
yes.
They're a terrible, terrible organ. I think people should use that word more in that sense.
Terrible, terrible organ.
Yes, an organ is a media outlet.
Be confused with an orgone.
No, that's something you accumulate, I believe.
Something from Peep Show.
There was a song. Someone's got a song called "Orgone Accumulator."
Yeah, orgone. I only know of it from Peep Show, one of the most amazing TV shows ever made. And at one time, it was mystical karma type particles that you needed to accumulate to.
Yeah, I think it's Pop Elite itself had a song called Orgone Accumulator, but it's also mentioned in Kate Bush's Cloud Busting, I Still Dream of Organon, which I believe is something to do with.
Organ on, organ off, organ on, organ off.
There is a tune which we should do sometime.
We should. Right, more words. And so I checked all the registered historical facts, and I was shocked into shame to discover how I'm the 18th pale descendant of some old queen or other.
Yes.
Oh, has the world changed or have I changed? So, yeah. So he's saying he hates the royal family, digs into his family tree, finds out that he's related to a royal. Now,
well, I mean, everyone is for a start.
Exactly. So I was going to say, I was listening to a podcast on the BBC recently with the mathematician. Is that Hannah Fry? Is that her name?
Yes, Professor Hannah Fry.
Professor Hannah Fry. She does a podcast which is called Magic Numbers, Mysterious World of Numbers, something like that.
I've seen her on various comedy panel shows on the BBC and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So, and they were talking about what was because in one episode of Who Do You Think You Are, Danny Dyer
yes,
found that he was related to King Henry VIII or something.
yes.
So they calculated the probability, considering that the royal family was quite large and extensive and held all the money and thus had most of the children. And the chance of anybody being related to the royal family is actually fairly high.
Oh, yeah.
You dig back enough, everybody is.
I mean, it's like, what do they say? Sort of like 75% of men in the world are descended vaguely from Genghis Khan or something.
Sure.
He did so much R-wording and pillaging.
Yes.
Yes.
I like the pillage.
Yes. But of course, Morrissey's also using the duality of the word queen, especially when you put old in front of it.
Indeed.
That being a slur for a homosexual, particularly an effeminate one, I believe. But it's okay because Morrissey's gay, so we can say it.
Yeah, so he's claiming it back. He's claiming that word. I was quite surprised by the word shocked into shame. I always thought it was shocked and ashamed. But,
yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah, I've got shocked into shame as well, but shocked and ashamed would make more sense.
I think shocked and ashamed. But,
yeah.
Right, more words. Some 9-year-old.
What about the pale descendant?
Well.
I thought this might be to do with haemophilia, which is said to often run in royal circles because they're so into red, basically.
Yeah, potentially. Also, in those times, it was kind of stylish to be pale, right?
True. Yes.
And so much so that in this, I'm thinking sort of Georgian times, the sort of 1700s, the time when Bath was big, whichever George that was.
Stop it! I do apologise to Professor Dogger. Stop it.
The rich folk it was because poor people have to do stuff and are outside, so they get either dirty or suntanned, and they didn't want to be like that.
Well, not so they really in this country. Just get dirty.
They would put white powder on their skin so that they looked pale, and of course, later found out that was lead-based, so they all killing themselves off even more quickly than required. Yeah, so something like that.
Stop it.
Good spot.
Shush. Shush.
I know, dogger. Some 9-year-old tough who peddles drugs. I swear to God, I never even knew what drugs were. I'm about to say
Professor Dogger.
My favourite.
Shush.
She's excited because I'm about to say some of the finest words ever written in the English language. So I broke into the palace with a sponge and a rusty spanner. She said, "Hey, I know you and you cannot sing." I said, "That's nothing. You should hear me play piano."
Yes.
So the fact that he is rhyming spanner with piano.
Joanna.
Yes. Spanner and piano is an absolute work of genius.
It is
the greatest thing that has ever happened. We'll discuss.
I think it's a very good rhyme. I do like this song. So.
I just love that. I think that is hilarious.
It is. And what should we do the bit before that you did this 9-year-old tough? I don't understand here, to be honest. He's gone from has the world changed or have I changed? Then he goes on about a 9-year-old who's peddling drugs. Well, he's not suggesting he's a 9-year-old, so I don't.
No, so I mean, I think he's just saying, has the world changed? And he's probably opened up the newspaper and there's some 9-year-old kid at the time involved in what's now called county lines,
Yes.
selling drugs.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Didn't even know what drugs were. Thought he was selling sweets, and somebody was giving him. I'm sure it's going on then, and I'm sure it's a lot more rife now than it was
Yeah,
then.
sure. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So then we get to the breaking into the palace with the sponge and a rusty spanner. This, of course, is a reference to an actual person who broke into Buckingham Palace and got into the Queen's bedroom, in fact. A man called Michael Fagan. This was in 1982.
And he didn't have any malice, right? He
I
just
don't think so.
sat in her bedroom, didn't he?
No, yeah, he sat on her bed and she talked to him for 10 minutes and until someone came along to remove him. Yeah. So, a bit strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's mocking security at Buckingham Palace here with he broke in using a sponge and a
When was
rusty
that? That was
spanner.
86.
82.
82. When was Princess Anne attacked?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that at all, to be honest.
She was shot. It was
Really?
the anniversary of it recently.
Oh, no idea. Princess Anne being the daughter of Queen Lizzie II, who seems to have left the public eye almost completely.
That was in 1974. Yeah.
All right. Hardly surprising I don't remember it then. I have an alibi.
But yeah, her bodyguards got shot. One of them got shot 3 times. It was that makes sense. It was 50 years ago today, right?
Oh, right.
It was. I read it in the paper today.
Sure. What about that? Hold on.
We good? Okay, more
I
words.
just thought you wanted to say something. No, we haven't discussed the I know you when you cannot sing. There's nothing you should hear me play piano. This sounds to me like Fox Brothers, right? I don't know if it is.
Right.
Professor Dogger, why are you licking the bed? Oh, I give up.
I like the fact that it's clearly a Cockney rhyme, right? It's a bit of a key take on the royal family that they talk a bit London because it's the old Joanna, right? The Cockney rhyming slam for piano is piana. It's said like that. So spanner and piana are gonna rhyme.
You really think the royal family talks Cockney? They really don't.
Queen Mum? Look a bit more like that.
Did she?
I don't know.
But she was Scottish, wasn't she? Rose Lyon family.
No idea.
But most of them are European anyway.
That is true. That is true.
Yes. Small words then, as you're dying to whack out some more words.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm finished. So I like the fact that he's rhyming spanner and piano, but he's not rhyming it the way he says it. He's saying spanner and piano.
Yes.
He's not trying to ham it up and say spanner and piano. He's saying spanner and piano.
Should have got Danny Dyer in to do it.
Oh, God, please no. Okay, more words. We can go for a walk where it's quiet and dry and talk about precious things. But when you're tied to your mother's apron, no one talks about castration. What's all that about?
Well, the go for a walk and talking about precious things is, I believe, a reference to The Walrus and the Carpenter by Lewis Carroll of Alice in Wonderland fame, where the walrus offers the oysters a chance to walk with him and talk of many things. So I guess that's a reference to that. Ruining everything, Professor Dogger. The castration. Well, they're basically saying his aspirations for power, Charles's aspirations for power, have been castrated by his mother's longevity, I guess. And the phrase "tied to your mother's apron strings" is something which basically means, well, overly close relationship with your mum, I guess.
Yeah.
He's a little factotum.
Okay. All right, more words. We can go for a walk where it's quiet and dry and talk about precious things like love and law and poverty. And these are the things that kill me. Go for a walk, precious things again, but the rain that flattens my hair, these are the things that kill me. All their lies about makeup and long hair still there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about this, to be honest. Who is he talking to for a start?
I think it's a conversation, but it's almost like Prince Charles on going to a counsellor, going to some therapy.
Okay.
That's the way I see it. Precious things, love, law, poverty.
Well, I think these are things which don't necessarily apply to royals. And they're often, their marriages are often political rather than love-based.
Indeed.
The law, they're pretty much above it. Well, they are, as we've seen with Prince Andrew recently. And poverty, they're not likely to be affected to that, as the Queen was getting at least, I think it's 4-point-something billion quid a year off the civil list, which she obviously needed because she spends money on things. So poverty is not likely to bother them, the royal family. These are the things that kill me. Perhaps Morrissey is saying, because it's in brackets, but I've got it, so perhaps that's an aside from the songwriter himself, saying these are the things that kill me. It's love and law and poverty that he has trouble with.
Yeah.
And then perhaps he's saying that rain that flattens your hair when you go out for a walk, that's something which might bother the royals. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It kills them. That's the only thing I could think of. I don't know if they're lies about makeup and long hair. I don't know. Maybe he's having a go at women in general for some reason. I don't know.
I saw a video recently of some mountain bikers doing a mountain biking thing and bumping into, it's hard for me to say King Charles, not Prince Charles, on a walk.
No one. Do they run him over?
No, they stop and have a nice chat with him, and he's has a nice chat with them. He's out walking the dogs and them on the way. It's quite a nice interaction.
Yeah, that's good.
Because they weren't really enamored to see him, not being of the same inclination as our dear friend Morrissey here. All right, more words. Ask the pub who saps your body, and the church who'll snatch your money. Queen is dead, boys, and it's so lonely on a limb. And I'm going to do all the words now because there's some repetition. And the church, all they want is your money. It's so lonely on a limb. Life is very long when you're lonely. So that's why I think it's about Charles, right?
Yes. Okay, but Charles presumably doesn't go in the pub and get wrecked.
Yeah.
And the church doesn't take his money, I would have thought, because he doesn't carry cash, so he can't put anything in the offering plate. I don't know. Is he saying that? Oh, I don't know. Pubs and I don't know. I honestly don't know what this is about. It being lonely on a limb. Is he saying he's out on a limb by hating the monarchy and everyone else doesn't? I don't know. Life is very long when you're lonely is from T.S. Eliot's The Hollow Men, which we have mentioned.
Oh, again?
Yes.
Was that also the Smiths? We mentioned that?
No, Sisters of Mercy.
Mercy, that's right.
Another literary fan.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Banger.
Yes, this is a very good song, and we didn't mention that it starts with "Bring Me Back to Blighty" on the album. Oh, take me
yes,
back, dear old
back,
Blighty, put me on the train for London town. Take me anywhere, drop me anywhere in Liverpool, Leeds, or Birmingham. But I don't care. I should like to see and then it says quietly, "I don't bless them," which isn't from I Take You Back to the Blighty, but it's another comment on the monarchy from Morrissey.
I mean, I think that is because this is the opening track of the album.
Yes.
That's on there.
Well, I can
So
tell
it's
you
not
why
really
it's there.
part of the
It's there
single.
because Morrissey absolutely insisted on it being there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cicely Courtnage, right?
Sorry?
The person singing is Cicely Courtnage.
Yes, you're right. The World War I standard Take You Back to the Blighty.
That's a name that's gone out of fashion, hasn't it? Cicely.
Yes, it is.
Only ever heard it in those old kind of movies.
Yeah. Well, the movie that particular version was from 1962 called The L-Shaped Room.
Okay.
Yeah, so would you like a quote from Morrissey about what he's
yes,
done?
Please.
He's just talking to the NME magazine in 1986. He said, "I didn't want to attack the monarchy in a sort of beer monster way, but I find as time goes by, this happiness we had slowly slips away and is replaced by something that is wholly grey and wholly saddening. The very idea of the monarchy and the Queen of England is being reinforced and made to seem more useful than it really is. The whole thing seems like a joke, a hideous joke." Yeah.
Okay, right. Next song.
Okay.
We got 3 to get through. Let's push on. Okay. If you got one that's a banger, let's have it.
I will scroll back to my quote that I scrolled away from. About the music. This is a quote from bassist Andy Rourke, the deceased one. Talking to Mojo magazine, he said, "When it started, it was a schizophrenic kind of funky, punky instrumental that didn't really go anywhere. I think on the day we recorded it, Johnny had just got a new wah-wah pedal, so he was kind of putting it through its paces. We went back to this old riff with a different approach. Mike struck up this great drum beat, and it just kind of happened. Johnny said it's one of the best bass lines ever, and it is pretty good. I was dictating in my most polite way the groove." There you go. Yes,
Okay.
I have read a quote from Johnny Marr saying that he thinks that modern bassists can't do anything as good as that bass line. It's not that great, is it? It's good, but it's not technical, particularly.
Well, don't need to be technical, do you? You just need to be in the groove.
Indeed. Just obey the groove commander.
Exactly. All right, so we're now going into the trinity of amazing songs. Lyrically quite bleak.
Yeah, we should point out there's the usual trigger warnings for
Yeah.
our lyric reviews.
Yeah. These are songs that I've listened to over and over and over again. These are amazing songs. So let's just get it on. So the next one we are featuring, I mean, this is the last Smiths album, as we mentioned previously. There's only 4 real Smiths albums. So this is off 1986, Queen is Dead, and this is I Know It's Over. Okay. Words. Oh, mother, I can feel the soil falling over my head. And as I climb into an empty bed, oh, well, enough said. I know it's over, still I cling. I don't know where else I can go. Oh.
Yeah, it's not very uplifting, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. But these 3 songs are, I mean, I may have said in a previous episode about the Smiths that people have this sort of sad, morose vision of Morrissey and his lyrics, and I've tried to select some that I think are sort of playful with the words and clever with the words, and now I'm throwing that all away with these last 3. I'm picking out 3. Yeah, 3 of the. But I would say that these 3 tracks are possibly my most listened to tracks ever. These ones I can just listen. This morning I've been listening to all 3 of them on repeat. I can, when you listen to a song and you can like play it once, it's amazing. Second time's even better, and then it sort of quickly tails away. You don't want to hear it over and over again.
Yeah.
These ones I can just put on repeat forever. I think they're absolutely amazing. So my interpretation of these lyrics is he can feel the soil falling over his head. So he's been buried. It's my thing. This is somebody reflecting on at the end of their life about what's gone on. But why is he addressing his mother? Is he addressing his mother who is also dead, or has he died before his mother? Is the one thing that I would say is
Perhaps he's just calling for his mum because he's scared.
Yeah.
Back to the usual trigger warning. Are we saying this is someone at the end of their life from natural causes, or is he about to commit suicide?
Well, I think we'll see that in the next verse, right? So let's go into that. So, "O mother, I can feel the soil falling over my head. See, the sea wants to take me, the knife wants to slit me. Do you think you can help me?" So I think that answers your question.
Well, no, not necessarily. He's just saying that there is a want to do that. He's not saying he's going to kill himself.
Yeah.
But he's asking for help.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. More words. "Sad failed bride, please be happy. Handsome groom, give her room. Loud loutish lover, treat her kindly, though she needs you more than she loves you."
Yeah, well, I don't know who he's talking to here.
I mean, that's an amazing set of lines, isn't it? So he's telling this, so somebody who's about to get married, telling her, please be happy, telling to the husband to be, to give her the space to be happy.
Yes.
And then her lover on the side, be nice
or it
to
could be
her.
the same. It could be the husband.
Could be the same person.
Treat her kind.
And then saying that she needs you more than she loves you, which is pretty bad, right?
Yeah, it's all gone a bit meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Yes. Yeah, I just don't know why you're suddenly talking to this putative woman and her husband.
Yeah. Okay, more words. "And I know it's over, still I cling. I don't know where else I can go. Over, over and over and over and over and over." So for me, that's kind of like the end of a relationship, right?
Yeah.
I know it's over, but I'm staying in this relationship because I don't know where else I can go. Over and over and over.
Or
She
he could
needs you more
say
than she loves you.
he could be saying his useful life is over. Still
Yeah.
clinging on to it.
Oh.
Which is, I think, a fairly common problem for people with depression and suicidal ideation. I mean, I don't think my life's particularly useful at all, other than looking after Professor Dog. Not saying I'm suicidal. Just saying that is a thing which occurs to people when they're not being particularly useful. So, yeah.
Who of us is particularly useful? Okay. "I know it's over and it never really began, but in my heart it was so real. You even spoke to me and said, 'You're so funny, then why you're on your own tonight? And if you're so clever, why you're on your own tonight? You're so very entertaining, why you're on your own tonight? If you're so very good looking, why do you sleep alone tonight?'" Who is "you even spoke to me and said"? Who's that? Who's saying that?
Presumably the person he's used to be in a relationship with.
Yeah.
Or his mother. I don't know. Well, she's not offering him much help if it is her.
Yeah.
No, it's not the ex-lover though, is it? Because in the next bit, he refers to "they are," meaning the ex-lover and the new part. So it's not that person. I don't know.
All right, more words. I know, because tonight is just like any other night. That's why you're on your own tonight, with your triumphs and your charms, while they're in each other's arms. So yeah, so this again comes back to this whole thing about relationship, groom and the loud, loutish lover. Essentially, that's what we're talking about here. The next verse I find interesting, right? So it's so easy to laugh, it's so easy to hate. Takes strength to be gentle and kind. Over, over, over. So easy to laugh, so easy to hate. It takes guts to be gentle and kind. Over and over. And his northern accent really comes out there when he says guts. He says guts. Yeah. So that's interesting. Again, about.
I was just saying
so
that
easy.
Being good, if you like, is more difficult than being a bit of a git and laughing at people and hating them.
Yeah.
I guess it's true. I was definitely. Well, I don't know, but definitely being nice, which is a word I hate, requires patience for some of us.
It takes guts to be gentle and kind, Professor Ray.
Guts, it takes actually.
Sorry?
Guts, I think of a.
Guts, yes. Okay, more words. Love is natural and real, but not for you, my love. Not tonight, my love. Love is natural and real, but not for such as you and I, my love. Oh, mother, I can feel the soil falling over my head. Repeat.
Yeah, again, I admire the words. I'm a little bit stymied by the fact that I can't work out who he's talking to.
Yeah. I mean, I think that this song is absolutely incredible. You know, it's the sort of thing that can apply to anybody with a little bit of lack of confidence, which is pretty much anybody. You know, these words can apply to them at some point in their life. So when Johnny Marr was talking about this song, he said that Morrissey's vocal performance on this was just the most amazing vocal performance he'd ever heard, and I agree with that. He said, Morrissey's vocal on I Know It's Over. I'll never forget when he did that. It's one of the highlights of my life. It was that good, that strong. Every line he was hinting at where he was going to go. I was thinking, is he going to go there? Yes, he is. Just brilliant. And then talking about bass line, we were talking about the bass line in the previous song. This has got a bass line that is just so right for this song. Especially there's this bit when Morrissey sings, "If you're so funny, then why you're on your own tonight," and the bass goes, "If you're so funny," and he goes this amazing sigh. It's like the singing and the bass are talking to each other. I think this is just an incredible song.
Yeah. Another quote from Johnny Marr.
There is.
So talking to the NME in 2011, he said, "We recorded it around about tea time. England being England, it was dark and wet outside. It was very beautiful, and it reflected how I felt for a large part of my life, and particularly during that period. But I didn't see a despondency in that. There's an acceptance of melancholia being a part of life. That's why I don't think it's depressing." Well, sorry, Johnny, I think it is depressing. But there you go.
It's depressing. I think I understand what you're saying there about the melancholy. It's just saying it's over. Let it go. That's it.
Well, and all the possible suicide stuff. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
very depressing.
Yeah,
this song was written along with "Frankly, Mr. Shankly" and "There Is a Light That Never Goes Out" in one evening.
Yes.
in 1985.
Well, that's a heck of a tune as well, isn't it?
Only
we
we
may.
could, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. Do you want a word count for this one?
Oh, we haven't done any work yet, have we?
Oh.
It is time for Professor J's word count.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I'd say some words.
some words, yeah, some lot of words. It's a surprisingly large amount of words, but there is a lot of overs. That's a total of 387 words with 123 unique,
Right.
which is on the longer end of the spectrum. What was it for The Queen is Dead? Similar, right? So 161 with 334 unique. So pretty much in the same ballpark.
That's quite a long song. It's over 6 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, but just the intensity of the riff is. I love this. All right, we're going for the next one. Unless you have anything more to say about this one?
No.
The midpoint of the tritone. Let's call it a tritone because they're pretty dark.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one we've chosen, written on the same night as we've said, is There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. I'm going to dive straight in.
Okay.
Take me out tonight where there's music and there's people and they're young and alive. Driving in your car, I never want to go home because I haven't got one anymore.
Yeah. Take Me Out Tonight immediately reminds me of the first one we did. This charming man, I will go out tonight.
Oh yeah, but I've got Stitched Away.
I've also seen alternative hypotheses that this means take me out as in kill me.
Oh.
But whether that's...
I never thought about that, but that's valuable, right?
So, sure, yeah. If it's not that, then he wants to go out to somewhere there's music and there's people, which again brings back how soon is now. There's a club. If you'd like to go, you could meet somebody who really loves you, but you don't.
You're on your own, you stand on your own and leave. Go home and you cry and want to die. Yeah. So second verse is similar, right? Take me out tonight because I want to see people, I want to see life. Driving in your car. Please don't drop me home. It's not my home, it's their home. And welcome no more.
Yeah. So, as we mentioned in the first verse, he's driving in a car with somebody. Is this the charming man from This Charming? I don't know. One with the jag. Yeah. Yeah, he says.
I pamper life's complexities when the leather runs smooth on the passenger seat. Thank you, Pressburger.
Yes, so he's saying he hasn't got a home to go to anymore.
Not welcome there anymore. So is that his
I'd say it's
parents' house,
home,
or is he split up with a lover?
I think it's his parents' house. Because he says it's their home, which is plural, I'd say.
That's true.
Now, obviously,
that
there is
true.
they and them is used as a... I don't even...
Indeed. No, you're right. Yeah.
Then it was plural.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's not welcome, so perhaps I thought maybe he's just come out to his parents.
Yeah, that's kind of my interpretation too. So let's go on the next bit. If a double-decker bus crashes into us, to die by your side is such a heavenly way to die. And if a 10-ton truck kills the both of us, to die by your side, well, the pleasure, the privilege is mine.
Can I just go back to the last thing? We've mentioned before, I think in your quiz, was it, that didn't Morrissey write a fanzine about New York Dolls or something, or a book about...
He did, yeah. He was the...
So this, actually, the first couple of verses actually refer to a New York Dolls song called Lonely Planet Boy. And the lyrics are, but how could you be driving down by my home when you know I ain't got one? So I'm pretty sure that's a reference to that.
Okay.
And now we can go on to the one you've just read out.
Yeah, so this is, he's saying that he's spending a moment, maybe even a captured brief moment with someone, so happy to be with that someone that his life is complete. If he died right now, he'd die happy.
It's very
right?
morbid. Double
It's morbid, but like the whole thing about to die by your side, the pleasure, the privilege of mine. He's delighted to be with that person. It is morbid, but because he's happy about the situation he's in. So is it morbid? I don't know.
Well, it could be what he's saying, or it could be that he's wanting to die and he hasn't got the courage to do it himself. And he'd be delighted if a double-decker bus did it for him.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. Yeah. Right, more words. Take me out tonight, take me anywhere. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. And in the darkened underpass, I thought, oh God, my chance has come at last. Then a strange fear gripped me and I just couldn't ask.
Again, this refers back to how soon is now.
Yep.
Going somewhere, wanting something to happen, but not having the
courage. That was Charming Men. Well,
okay. There's a pub if you'd like to go. You can meet someone who really loves you, so you go and you stand on your own. That's basically what he's saying. He wanted something to happen with this man, presumably, as it's Morrissey, in an underpass. Although why they're in an underpass when they were driving in a car before, I don't know. But he doesn't have the courage to do anything about it. A strange fear gripped him.
Yeah.
So, yes. Oh, dear, my mouse has gone mental.
Yeah. So for me, it's the way that I see it is somebody is spending some time with someone.
Yeah. I'll argue with that.
They're driving somewhere. They want to go out, and the protagonist is madly head over heels in love with this person.
Yes.
So happy to be in their presence that if an accident happens and they die there, they're just happy to be with this person. And they really want to make a move on this person, and they're not able to. So you've got this, it's an unrequited love. They're just so intensely happy to be around this person. That sort of intensity that you get in teenage years. They'd be happy for, it's so amazing.
Yeah, these lines about the underpass and the strange fear are mentioned in the book Trainspotting. I don't think they're in the movie.
But, okay.
When the character Spud is trying to work up the courage to ask a girl out.
Right.
Spud doesn't do so. Yes.
Okay, do we have any more words? Take me out tonight or take me anywhere. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I never want to go home because I haven't got one. Oh, I haven't got one. Repeat.
You've got the outro.
There is a light and it never goes out. Repeat. So what's this light?
What is he saying? This person he's madly in love with is the light in his life.
I think it's the flame burning of unrequited love. Interpretation.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a book by Goddard, which is Songs That Saved Your Life from 2002, in which he says that the narrative story is similar to that of the James Dean film Rebel Without a Cause.
All right, okay. I have never seen it, I have to admit.
There is a line from that movie which says, "It is not my home." Also, there was an early version of the song which was different, and this bit at the end was, "There is a light in your eyes and it never goes out."
Oh, okay.
So he actually changed the lyric, and I think he changed it much better. and then this bit about take me anywhere where there's life and what was it? The young and alive. That refers to the classic movie Saturday Night and Sunday Morning. Have you ever seen that?
I have not. No.
It's the one that's set in Nottingham in the rally factory. It's a really famous movie. There is a line in that which is, "Why don't you take me where it's lively and there's plenty of people?" It is a classic movie that I've been meaning to watch forever and never got round to.
Did you know that in the London 2012 Olympic Games opening ceremony, there was a segment in which 7 young athletes lit the Olympic torch, and the director, Danny Boyle, famous film director, named this segment "There Is a Light That Never Goes Out."
Oh, really?
Yes.
Good choice, Mr. Boyle.
Morrissey released a live version of this song as a single in 2005. It made number 11 on the UK chart. I don't know where the Smiths one got to. I didn't note that down. So.
I don't think it was a single.
Wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was.
I think there was one way to find out.
Oh, right.
It was not released as a single until 1992, 5 years after their split.
Yeah, I thought it had been at some point.
Yeah.
It was recorded in 40 minutes. It's pretty good. It's getting quite a long song, I think, or I mixed it up with another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I've got to say about that, I think.
Okay. All right. Have we done the word count? We haven't, have we?
Hold on a second. We can't do it like this.
It is time for Professor J's word count.
Okay, so it's got a lot of words. There's 311.
All right.
With 90 unique words.
Less than the
similar length, but less unique words. All right. Let's go for it.
Last one.
Last one for the Smiths.
For now, we might revisit them in the future. 25 years' time, you never know. If all of us are still alive.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, this is the last single from the Smiths. In fact, it was released after the group had already split up.
Just like the last one.
Sorry?
Just like the last song.
Was that also released after they
You said
split
1992.
up? Yeah, but it was just, I mean, that was years after they split up to promote something else. The album was out there. They had scheduled release of the singles, and then it was scheduled, and then they split up. So it was kind of within the contemporary thing. It was still planned release, but they'd split up. Okay, so this is Last Night I Dreamt That Someone Loved Me. Now, for me, this is the most overwhelmingly emotional piece of music that I can possibly imagine. I find it almost unbearable to listen to. I find it incredibly moving. Just going to dive in with some lyrics, and I'll try not get too emotional. Last night I dreamt that someone loved me. No hope, no harm, just another false alarm. Last night I felt real arms around me. No hope, no harm, just another false alarm. I'm going to do all the lyrics in one go. So tell me how long before the last one, and tell me how long before the right one. The story is old, I know, but it goes on. The story is old, I know, but it goes on. Cut, finish, and that's it. A mere 36 unique words. I'm not giving you a chance to sting me. 70 total words, 36, and undoubtedly, in my eyes, the most overwhelmingly emotional song I've ever heard. Discuss.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
But the music is it's so just this progression of, it's E minor,
Mm.
and then it's C major, which is basically E minor with when you're moving the bass to a C. That's kind of C major 7. It's C major 7 into C major. Then you've got C minor. Then you've got B minor, B major, and it's all in 6/8, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, and that sort of that ominous 6 count really holds that suspense.
Yes,
but it's such a weird chord progression. E minor, right? And then you've got C major, C minor, B minor, B major. It has no sense. It has absolutely no sense. But I just find it heartbreaking. Just listen to it. I find it unbelievable.
Talking of C minor and B minor, it opens with a bunch of minors having a bit of a yell.
Yes, indeed, which sets the time, right? So it was Noises from the Miners' Strike of 84-85. So that's not in the single, obviously. Marr's called Marr's called the song the best thing that we've done. Morrissey said it was his favourite song. I mean, it's the music is, it feels classic Marr, right? In that he's written a jingly jangly thing, probably on a guitar that wasn't tuned correctly. This one he actually plays with a capo on the 2nd fret. He's probably written something and then sort of worked out actually what he was playing later. Because it's a little bit odd and it's not so easy to play it properly.
I'm sure it's not.
Do
you know who else said it was their favourite Smith song? On a musical luminary, Mr. David Bowie said it was his favourite Smith song.
Oh wow!
He told Q in 1992, "I still rate Morrissey as one of the best lyricists in Britain." Also,
I mean, the lyrics in the lyrics in this one are just so straightforward.
Yeah.
Last night I dreamt someone loved me, and I was wrong. I thought someone loved me, I'm wrong. How long before I get one? How long before the right one? Story's old, but it goes on. I mean, how could you be more apposite, direct to the punch than that?
Not very easily, yes.
Do you like this song?
It's not something I choose to listen to because I try to avoid emotional songs, really.
Yeah.
But yes, it's. I think it's a very well-made song, but it's almost certainly not one I'll be reaching out to add to my playlist. Simply because I don't. I react very viscerally to music. I think I don't want things that are going to bring my mood down when I already have problems with that. So I just try to listen to bangers these days, mostly.
I mean, it's a long song for 36 words.
Yeah.
Drag it out. I mean, yeah. I mean, the lyrics are right. I just love it. I just can't get over how amazing this song is.
Yeah.
Just those weird chords. It's just it's perfect.
Yeah, I think you're quite right with what you said I think it was last session, about Johnny Marr being a guitar hero, even though he doesn't whittle.
The ultimate guitar hero. He's a non-whittling hero.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a good whittle every now and then.
Exactly.
So, yes, that was the Smiths. I have to say that I liked them a lot more than I expected to, much more than I did back then.
I consider that.
That's good.
Consider that an excess. A success. Excess?
That is a bit excessive, yes.
All right. So since we've finished the Smiths, we don't have a quiz, but we are going to do the "What Smith song are you?"
Oh.
And Professor A, you're going to give me the answers to the questions, and we're going to work out what Smith song
Oh,
you are.
thank you. That'll be fun.
All right. Okay.
I've always
so
wondered.
we're doing it live. I am completing your age and your gender because I know them. Right. So we have some multi-choice questions. The streets are. Fill in your answer. Crammed with things eager to be held. Filled with panic. I don't know. I spend all my time indoors. I'm too self-absorbed to notice.
That's got to be the last one, isn't it? I do spend all my time. PTSD.
Well, that's number 3. There was
Yes.
4 there. So number 3.
Okay. Yeah, I spend all my time indoors. That one.
Okay. Are you starved for love and affection? Yes. Not really. No. I found my special someone. Yes. If you by love and affection you mean the nasty, or you have more important things on your mind.
Oh, let's go for yes.
Are you shy? Yes. Shy. No way. I can be shy sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Was that it?
No. There's a lot more.
Oh, right.
What would you rather spend your afternoon doing? There's 6 here, so I'm going to go through them slowly. Writing frightening verse, making Christmas cards with the mentally ill. Number 3 is studying with someone hot. Number 4 is 2 words, indecent exposure. Number 5 is crying, and number 6 is going on a nice romp through the town.
First one.
Writing frightening verse. Right. Another 6 questionnaire. What are your hands doing? Unzipping my pants, fighting, holding back my tears, sliding on some gloves, giving the finger to my boss, flailing about in a wild panic.
Finger to the boss, I think.
Are you more, 5 answers here, melancholy and moody, irreverent and incorrigible, lustful and lewd, paranoid and unbalanced, timid and unassertive?
So either the first one or paranoid and unbalanced. Let's go for paranoid and unbalanced.
And underneath that, are you more, this is a 6 one, sweet and tender-hearted, cynical and pessimistic, frustrated and restless, depressed and suicidal, destructive and vindictive, light-hearted and devil-may-care?
Cynical and pessimistic.
You're most obsessed with how lame your job is, how in love you are, being offensive, sex, baby, the emptiness in your soul, the absurdity of modern life.
The absurdity of modern life.
I did a song about an album about that. Emotions. They are all safely bottled up inside. I express them snidely on my sleeve, thank you. They are rather frightening to me, so I express them in crass or destructive ways. I might talk about them if you asked.
I've forgotten the rest. We'll go to the last one.
And lastly, you must admit that your biggest flaw is single-mindedness, immaturity, reticence, vanity and obsession with fame, bad luck, or destructive tendencies.
Bad luck.
Okay. And that completes the quiz. Press the button. Okay, so you and you are one of the ones we have not chosen.
Oh, right.
You are ask.
I don't know that one at all.
Well, the lyrics that best sum you up are: shyness is nice, but you know that if it's not love, then it's the bomb that will bring us together. So if there's something you'd like to try, ask me. I won't say no. How could I?
Well, it's not how I'd have summed myself up, but yeah, okay. Good. That's exciting. Which song did you get when you did it?
I didn't do it. I'm going to do it myself. Hang on. Quickly do it. Oh, how do I do that? Go back. I'm that age, I'm that gender. The streets are pens, right? That's you shy times. Would you rather spend your afternoon doing that one? What are your hands doing? That.
It is a fact that we can't see your hands on the screen, to be fair.
Holding my new choice of plectrum.
It's a coin.
Sort of Chinese coin. Good. I got
I Ching coin.
I bought 20 of them for like a couple of bucks. Those are brilliant. Most obsessed with that one. Emotions. Yes. That one. Okay. I am. I'm panic. Oh God. I wonder if life ever could be same again, but honey pie, you're not safe here.
Mate,
Whatever
you're
you do,
Jimmy
don't
Savile,
burn down the
that's what
disco. Yeah, that's an epic result.
What a massive wrong.
Do you know, at some point, talking about Jimmy Savile, something I didn't mention when we discussed this, at some point there was an, after he died, his estate was sold off. And this was before everything came out, right? It was before the allegations came out. And then a certain large bike brand was auctioning his bike stuff, because he used to be a bike racer in the early, as well as being a wrestler. I think he was a wrestler. He was a wrestler. He was a bike racer at one point. And I was interested in buying one of his old bikes that had been raced in the Tour of Britain back in like the 50s or 60s. And then at some point, the auction was cancelled and all the items were pulled. And at the time, I was like, "Oh, that's a bit disappointing," because the prices were really good. I thought, "Oh, classic." Yeah. And sometime later, I thought, well, that's probably why they pulled the auction.
Yes,
of items.
But it had a jingly jangly bell as well.
Oh, it did. All right, so that thus brings us to the end of the Smiths.
That was the Smiths, and I have to say I enjoyed them immensely.
Yeah, I mean, good. I'm happy that you did. I thought you may not like them.
No, well, I think I do actually see this. Although we've stated our main purpose is to work out what lyrics are good and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's also an opportunity for us to maybe educate each other on some bands we either don't know or don't like. So I'm hoping you will actually pay careful attention to the songs I select from the next act I'm picking, because you haven't seemed at all impressed with any of the other ones I've sent you so far. So,
yeah.
We will see. I think there are some that you
know. Some of them I've really enjoyed. Anyway. Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, no, I meant from this particular artist. I've sent you a couple of tracks by them and you haven't liked them. So.
Is this the one that begins with P?
That's the one, yes.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. I have listened extensively.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We shall see. We shall see. So what are we doing next, Professor A?
The next thing that will be released will be your video episode.
We've got a real classic for that.
Yes.
Is it not a special April Fool's Day?
That's what we're going to record next. This thing we're doing right now will be out after April the 1st. So they've already had that, even though we haven't recorded it.
They've already seen the April Fool's.
Yes, they enjoyed that already. No. Yes.
That's a look behind the curtain. The Wizard of Oz will not be happy.
Yeah, it gets confusing sometimes. It really does. But,
sure does.
Yes, the next thing we should be releasing after this will be Professor J's first video selection of the series. And then the one after that will be another of our 2 great songs that don't merit a video or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's what we'll do. So thank you for joining us. I apologise, Professor Dogger was maybe a little outspoken today, but it's better than when she sleeps for it, to be fair. And please give us a like and give us a
please give us a thumbs up. I appreciate that.
And ring the bell or whatever. Apparently you meant to say that. I have no idea. It makes no difference to me. But yeah, that'd be great. And we will see you next time. Farewell.
Bye bye.